Hey there, it's Lauren. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be painting some Pop-Tarts. So I got my waters for my watercolors, dirty water, clean water. Of course, I don't operate in that way. I was just being fancy for the day, and I will probably just use the same cup of water the whole time. So going in with my dark blue, a little cornflower blue for going for the Crayola type color range, and just putting like a pretty heavy wash, not light, just on the background for the box of Pop-Tarts. I realized that I should probably erase the lines. I should erase my drawing. I was just like, it's fine, it's dark, I'll just, paint it. And then I was like, no, not dark enough. So I went back in to erase my sketch, but not too much so I can still see it. It's pretty light, you can see it in person, and then I'm good to go. So back in with my color. I love my little angled brush because I can get like a really fine tip, but also like large washes. So I really like to use that the most, and you'll probably see me use it a lot. And I'm not really like a perfectionist painter when it comes to watercolors. I just want straight lines, but that's it. And just washes of color. Like, they're not super even. You can probably see like some of the areas are light, some of the areas are dark, but that doesn't really matter, like it's watercolor to me. So like with the angled brush, it has that little fine tip, so I can go around small like numbers there, little corners. Oh, it's great for corners. That's why it's the best to me. Use that tiny little corner for tiny little details. Use the really wide part for wide washes. If I had to pick one singular brush to do everything for the rest of my life, it would probably be an angled brush. I tried my best to keep the drawing in like the frame the whole time, because I'm really bad at that. So as you can see, the side of the box is a little bit lighter, and it's not like intentional. It's just like, I'm using the brush and then not really going back to the paint or whatever, but like that's totally okay with me. Watercolor has a washiness to it, and I'm cool with that. I like it. Angled brush again for those straight lines. Really like that. And then I did go over it later again with like a second coat to really like bump up the color. And then that's my tiny little detail brush. It's not the tiniest brush I own, but it's pretty small. Going in with some details, probably with the same blue, but just a little bit more saturated. Less water, more paint. Yeah, definitely same blue. To outline those details around the letters, the words. So when I'm painting words on boxes and things, I just like kind of get the general outline of the letter, but like not perfect. You shouldn't really have to read it. Just something that looks like what it would read like. Sort of like gibberish drawing. And again, same blue. And the lighter part of the blue is probably the same blue as well. Just like with more water, less pigment. If my angled brush would be my favorite brush, this would be my second favorite brush. So when I'm drawing letters, I don't know if I outline the letters or if I like outline the negative space to like have the letters pop out. But sometimes it's nice to switch between the two. Like, you know what a letter looks like, but like what does the space between the letters look like? Because a lot of the time that shapes how the letters relate to each other, and that way you don't get distracted and distort your letters. And then you have like one letter's too big and then you don't have space for the rest of the letters. Like actually using the space between the letters as shapes as well, that helps me. So I find that because watercolor has this like little ring to it, like a water stain, I outlined the Pop-Tarts themselves, the letters, but then went back in again with the same blue. But because I didn't completely wash from like box to letter, that line still appears even though it's the same blue. You get it, right? And the top of the box also says Pop-Tarts, but it's distorted in like perspective and not exactly legible. So I just kind of like did some more gibberish drawing and getting the letters to look like Pop-Tarts. And honestly, it's not perfect, but it works. And I don't know what the side of this box was saying, like in terms of like actual words, like that little light blue stack that I just painted in. I thought those were waffles, like, but then I thought about it and I was like, why would there be waffles on the side of the box? These are Pop-Tarts. Then I realized they were Pop-Tarts, which is good because I probably would have like drawn them in as waffles. And this is my lorem ipsum drawing gibberish. I'm not making words of any sort, just kind of getting the like pattern and like rhythm of the words. So like where the breaks are, I don't know what they're saying, but just getting a general like what it looks like in terms of paragraph forms. Like those are headers, I knew that, and I drew them in as headers, and then just some like gibberish words, blah 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 space blah 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 space blah 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 blah. I also threw in a light blue wash before this, so it's not like a pure white. It's still a light blue on the base. Super light. I don't even know if you can really see it. I can see it because I know it's there, but... And because I'm not a fan of rulers, as you can see, my words are not in line with the box, and that too is okay. And there go my Pop-Tarts that I figured out were Pop-Tarts and not waffles. Went in with that same blue again and just added some details. And now I get to finally use another color. I get to use red. And I'm not sure what that is there, but probably just some like detail on the box. These are strawberry Pop-Tarts, unfrosted. I don't know if I'm the only one who doesn't like frosted Pop-Tarts, but I just feel like the frosting on top competes a bit with the like filling in the center. I think it's too sweet. So I just like to focus on the center sweetness and just eat that because it's good. And then you can get a really nice toastiness, because if you don't toast your Pop-Tarts, you're definitely doing it wrong. You get a nice toasty like outside with the warm center. I think unfrosted Pop-Tarts are the best Pop-Tarts. So yeah, that's my TED Talk. Thanks for coming. I don't like to mix colors too often. I do when I have to, but if I'm using primary stuff like a red or a blue, I'm okay with just like straight panning it. It is what it is. And as you can see, my clean water cup is still clean because I am not using it. And sometimes I try with the white of my watercolors, just, when I'm desperate. Like I threw in some whites for the strawberry. And then finally like a dark green for the leaves. There's 2 strawberries, one on the top, one on the front. And then another green, a lighter green. And that's the unfrosted label. And yeah, straight from the pan tan for the Pop-Tart. I did kind of mix a bit off camera because you can see on the side it like has more dimension, and I also mixed the custom for like the filling. So yeah, that's my Pop-Tart drawing, painting, watercolor painting. Yep, straight gibberish, gets the job done. Love it. Let me know what you think in the comments. Thank you so much for watching.
Ah.